Okay, students, please attention, come to the point and return from past and present. You please stand from that place and sit at first. How can it possible that on bench Pani? You can take chair, but sit first. Okay? Yes, your name I don't know that. You Tanu. One book. Your book is and your book. But why you are here? You must stay at home because your book is at home. English book. I think that 200 grams weight in the whole book. You cannot afford your book. It shows your disinterest. Of course, I can forget my thing that is interested and especially in level of interest. I can forget. There are only 5, 6 books maximum, and the number of students are that about 20. You are managing every day that if you don't want to take it serious that you cannot have your own book, so how can you claim that you are learning intentionally, so that you are only on managing the situation and only passing time, you can say that each of the students has his or her own book, so that you can underline the vocabulary, you can make the meaning of English in Hindi. So it's very important to all that, but you don't want to take because you feel burden. So please stand up who have not their own book and out from this class. Yes, how many students are in standing posture here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 9 students who have not their own notebook. Not notebook, not textbook. Have you completed your homework, assignment work included? Okay, I will check first your homework. Open your notebook, collect. Why do you not bring your textbook and notebook? What? Yes, notebook is completed, but not here. Something went wrong with you. Half of the class is in standing posture. Don't feel insult because beyond insulting way. Why do you not bring your textbook? What can I do for you that you bring your notebook and textbook? I have to request to all. What will be tomorrow? A special day. I can forgive you that. But you have not on your textbook. No textbook, no notebook. In spite of it that sitting here as students, you are not students. Okay. You will remain in standing posture at all time of my lecture. Completely. Everyone will stand in my class. Okay? Starting time to ending of the lecture time. Okay? Completely. You have to follow the rule. And tomorrow, when I end, you can see that, especially at the time of entry, I will check first your notebook, then your textbook tomorrow. Not only notebook, as well textbook. And your punishment for today is that you have to stand all time in class during my lecture, especially. Okay, please give me textbook. New chapter. We have discussed on, and tomorrow I will not give the punishment, especially for the standing posture you have to show. Completely each of the students will be out of the classroom. Clear? The red trap. The red trap. The meaning of red trap: a device that is used to catch rats. A device that is used to catch rats. It is made of iron wire, you can say that, silver wire, different metal maybe that, but only the wire. Making process, and after the completion of process, a device that is used to catch the rats is called exactly the rat trap. It is made of wire. So first we have to discuss about the writer. Here is a female writer and Swedish writer. Yes, Selma Lagerlof. Don't say that Lagerlof. Z is giving her sound G. Selma Lagerlof is a Swedish writer. The writer is from where? Sweden. Okay? Sweden, the language is Swedish. A Swedish language, you can say that a Sweden writer. Okay? So Selma Lagerlof was a Swedish writer. Is it okay? And it is very important to know about that. Yes? But there is no help. You have to think before. I don't care about your health. It is your punishment. It is your responsibility that when you started from your home to the institute, that you have to remember, and you have to check your bags that you have all books, textbooks, notebooks, but you don't care. You are fully careless students. Okay, listen to me carefully first. The Selma Lagerlof is a Swedish writer, and she worked, especially she worked as a primaries, you can say that, as a village school teacher, all right, as a teacher in village school, you can say different way. So Selma Lagerlof started her work as a village primary school teacher. Okay, I think that for nearly 10 years before adopting writer as her career. Career and career, there are two different things. Okay, career and career. There is difference between career and career. Only LOF. LOAF is used for that loaf, chapati, okay, bread. But LOF is the title name of the female writer Selma Lagerlof. So the title of the story is the Rattrap. Rattrap, you can say that a device which is used to catch fish. Don't say that fish, rats. A device which is used to catch or rats. A device which is used to catch rats is called the rat trap. In Hindi, chuhedani. And this interesting story is written by Selma Lagerlof. And it is in sequence fourth number of your first book, Flamingo. Especially you, until you keep the company with her, you cannot remove yourself and you cannot feel change in yourself. Forever, you have to remember. She definitely one day destroy your completely educational career. I'm quite sure for it. Now, the red trap, all right? Completion about writer. Writer is female, okay? Don't say that male. And the meaning of red trap. And it, she belongs to Sweden, okay? Okay, so that before starting and before adopting writing in her career, he worked as a primary school teacher in village, nearly for 10 years, I think that, for nearly 10 years. And the stories and novels of this writer, okay, the stories, the novels of this writer almost based on legend. Legend, Legend. Legends means myth. Myths, you can say that पौराणिक चीजें, पौराणिक कथाएं. Okay, so legends. Most of the stories and novels of this Swedish writer based on legend. Okay, clearly, because she had learned these type of stories in her childhood time, especially. So the creation of this writer, you can say that you can see the glimpse of the you can see the glimpse of the legend stories, you can see the glimpses of the fairy stories in her creation after adopting the age of adult. Okay, whatever we have watched in our childhood time, that is definitely become the glimpses when we started and when we start our future at the time of getting the age of adult. Okay, what we have learned in our childhood, it can be showed when we are doing something at the time of, you can say that, maturity, you say. So she had learned a lot. She had learned a lot in her childhood time about myths stories, about fairy tale, okay, and fancy stories, imaginary stories, legends stories, you can say that, all right? And she is the first woman. She is the first woman, you can say that, to get Nobel Prize, especially to get Nobel Prize for literature. You have to remember this point. In 909, especially, that you have to remember the date. In 909, she got the Nobel Prize. She got the Nobel Prize for literature. You have to remember, and she was the first woman to get Nobel Prize for literature. Okay, and he wrote a story, the Rattrap story. It is, of course, you can say that absolutely interesting story, very interesting story, the Rattrap. Okay, it is totally based on a Rattrap peddler. It is based on Rattrap peddler. The person Rattrap peddler is very different kind of person. It means he robs the person. He robs the person. वह लूटता है इंसानों को. He robs the person, especially for the same who gives him food and shelter. It is very surprising thing that if a person is providing you shelter and food and you rob that person, It's very bad. All right. But the Rattrap peddler, it means he goes round and round to sell rat traps, okay? And the persons give him shelter and food, but he robs them especially, all right? And you can say that, but at last of the story, he changed in his behavior. He felt change in his behavior because of a girl, Edla. The name of that girl is Edla. You can say that at last he felt change in his behavior because of the compensate behavior of a young girl, Edla. In this story, you will listen at the end of the story, in the middle of the story, a young girl, Edla, okay, who changed the completely behavior of the Rattrap peddler. All right. Why? How can it possible that the person in whole life robs people and at last change behavior because of love and understanding? Okay. So I can say that at the last of this story and the meaning of this story and the moral of this story, message of this story is this: that we can change the nature of person. We can change the nature of person, and we can, you can say that, aware the people because of the essential goodness of a person, especially essential, you can say necessary goodness, okay, you can say the eminent goodness of a person can be awakened, okay, can be awakened especially for love and understanding, and that is used a very important tool in this story. Young girl Adla used this tool of love and understanding to change the behavior of Rattrap peddler. All right. At last, the Rattrap peddler felt change in his behavior. Why? How it? You can say that. How it possible that? Because of the behavior of young girl Adla, of love and understanding. And we can change the behavior of anybody. We can change the behavior of any person, but condition is here that you have to use your behavior, you have to change your behavior towards that person and love and understanding. Clear? So the completely gist of this story, all right, and the completely briefing of this story and about the writer. So what is the message of the story that you know? What is the message of the story? Yes. What is the message of the story? Deepak, tell me please.
We can change the behavior of any person by changing our behavior.
We can change the nature, we can change the behavior of person by changing our behavior towards that person, and we can make the person aware because of love and understanding. You can say that the story gives us moral, the story gives us message that essential goodness of a person can be awakened by love and understanding. All right. Essentials, you can say that important necessary goodness of a person can be awakened by the love and understanding. Okay, by which love and understanding. Sit down. At what time she got Nobel Prize? You? At what time she got prize? 909. She was the first woman and second or third woman. She was the first woman to get Nobel Prize for what? Literature. For literature. And the stories of that writer based on real stories, and you can say that legends, fairy tale, fancy stories, exactly legends. Okay, yani purani kathaएं. And she started his career as a writer. Okay, before starting his career as a writer, what was being done by the writer? Yes. What was the first profession and the first career of the writer? Yes. She was in starting a writer. No, no. The first career of the writer was teacher. And she was a teacher in high school, in primary school, in city school. You can say that village, you can say that country school teacher. Country school teacher means Dehati school teacher. Country is known in foreign that village, and here is country. Country, you can say that this. Okay. She was a country school teacher. Country school teacher in especially that primary teacher, elementary school teacher. Don't say that high school teacher and university colleges. Okay. And she belongs to the country. Yes, Swedish country. Very good. The name of the writer, Selma Lagerlof. And the title of this story, the meaning of Rattrap. Yes, in English, I know that chuhedani. The meaning of rat trap is in English a device which is used to catch rats, and this device is made of iron blanket, iron plates, and iron wire because it is made of wire. Wire may be that different metal. Okay, it is not compulsory only iron wire, maybe steel, aluminum, different type of thing. That all right, no doubt. Okay, so the main character in this story is picturized by the person is known. Who is the main character of this story? Rattrap, peddler. Rattrap peddler is the main character of this story. And what is the biggest problem with that person? He robs the same person who gives him shelter and food. It is the problem with him. And this type of person cannot be admired by all that because we give shelter and food because we consider that person our guest, okay, in spite of it that he or she robs, so it is bad for that. Okay, good. So I start now. You sit down. First we take understand some of the vocabulary. Notice these expression in the text, infer their meaning from the context. Keep body and soul together. The meaning of keep body and soul together is what? You can say that survival. Survival is called that keep body and soul together. आत्मा और शरीर को एक साथ रखने का मतलब सर्वाइवल. Hunger gleamed in his eyes. Hunger, भूख gleamed in his eyes. उसकी आंखों में भूख चमकती थी. It means you can say that gleam shone, S-H-O-N-E, shone, gleam. And hunger that you feel as it is a feeling that you feel. A state of, it is called a state of feeling. Different type of state, that is sleeping state, hunger state, okay? And the poverty state, riches state, it is also a state. Plods along the road. Plods means trudge. T-R-U-D-Z, trudge means walk. कठिनाई से चलना. Walk with trouble. कठिनाई के साथ चलना. Along the road, रास्ते पर, you can say that, don't say that exactly on road, along the road, रास्ते के साथ साथ, यानी कि जो side, you can say that a very simple word, footpath you can say, pavement you can say that, okay, side by side the road, okay, that is called you along the road. You are not walking properly on the road, but side by side the road, along the road. Unwanted, not habitual, you can say that. Unwanted means not habitual. Unwanted joy is called not habitual. Impenetrable prison. Impenetrable prison is a type of prison and cell which cannot be broken by anyone. Which cannot be broken by anyone. So a strict and so safe prison is called impenetrable. Impenetrable in Hindi, Ajay. A person who cannot be won by anyone. That is called impenetrable person. Nodded, shaking head. Shaking head is called nodded. गर्दन को हिलाना nodded होता है. A haughty consent. Haughty consent, you can say that in egoism, in egoist way. In, you can say that in proudy way. Okay, if a person is feeling proud, that is called not proudy. Proudy word, it cannot its own existence in English. Proud is wrong. Only feel proud. And egoism, egoist, haughty, or vain. A person who is shaking head in the feeling of egoism, that is called haughty consent. Haughty consent is what? That if a person is feeling confidence and confidence is going over, okay, and he or she is agree, but shaking his or her head with confidence is over level, that is called haughty consent. Yes, घमंड में सिर हिलाना. Eased his way, eased the mean relax. Falling into a line of thought, falling, you know that, गिरना, line of thought, विचारों की श्रृंखला में, deep thinking, overthinking. The process of overthinking is called a line of thought. Things have gone downhill, things have gone downhill. चीजें गलत हो जाना. Okay? Things are going in wrong way. That is called downhill of things. Things have gone downhill. चीजें गलत हो जाना या फिर हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन के हिसाब से ना होना. Things have gone downhill. All right. What do you think that is not happened? What do you think is according to you? Things have gone downhill. All right. Clear? So the starting of the chapter. Now we have discussed on the vocabulary and starting of the chapter. Once upon a time, very simple. Once, twice, thrice, fourfold. Once is an adjective or adverb. One is adjective, once is adverb. Once upon a time. There was a man, एक बार एक व्यक्ति था. Who went around selling. Who went जो गया. Around इर्द गिर्द. Sell and sell, different. Sell is noun and sell is verb. S-A-L is sell, noun. S-E-L-L, sell, verb. Who went around selling rattraps, small rattraps of wire. तार से बने हुई चूहेदानियों को बेचने के लिए जो इर्द गिर्द घूमा करता था. He made them himself at odd moments. He made them at odd moment. Mean O-double-D. Odd is not regular. The meaning of odd is not regular. Okay. He made them. उसने उन चूहेदानियों को बनाया. Himself खुद बनाया. At odd moments. यानी कि अपने कठिनाई वाले समय में. Not regular days. जो दिन उसके फेवर में नहीं थे, उन दिनों उसने ऐसा काम किया. यानी कि एक पैथेटिकल सिचुएशन में, क्रिटिकल टाइम सिचुएशन में उसने काम किया जब वो काफी ग्रीफ सौरों में रहता था और हंगर ग्लिम्ड इन हिज आइज दैट टाइम. उसने ये सब किया. फ्रॉम द मटेरियल, और मटेरियल कौन सा यूज किया. ही गॉट, कहां से यूज किया. ही गॉट बाय बैगिंग इन द स्टोर्स और एट द बिग फार्म्स. उसने उस मटेरियल को इकट्ठा किया कहां से. बैगिंग करके. उसने कुछ बैगिंग की. इन द स्टोर्स, गोदामों से कुछ लिया. एट द बिग फार्म्स, बड़े बड़े फार्म हाउस जो थे वहां से उसने भीख मांगी, कुछ इकट्ठा किया. बट इवन सो, किंतु तब भी द बिजनेस वॉज नॉट स्पेशली प्रॉफिटेबल. बिजनेस कुछ ज्यादा प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं था. प्रॉफिटेबल यू कैन से दैट गिविंग प्रॉफिट्स. प्रॉफिटेबल गिविंग प्रॉफिट्स. बिजनेस वॉज नॉट so profitable. So he had to resort. The meaning of resort is forced to. Sit down, everyone. But remember, tomorrow I will not take any excuse. Tomorrow you have to manage. In which way that I don't know. I will check your notebook and textbook. It's your own responsibility. But even so, किंतु तब भी the business was not especially profitable. She had to resort. Resort, you can say that shelter also. But here resort, the meaning of resort here, forced. Okay, to do force. दबाव डालना. So he had to resort to both begging and petty thievery to keep body and soul together. So he had to resort. उसे अपने आप को force करना पड़ता था. Had to resort mean had to do force. अपने आप को force में डालना पड़ता था, दबाव डालना पड़ता था अपने आप पर. To both, दोनों चीजों के लिए. Begging तो करता ही था वो. And petty means small. Small thievery means stealing. Small stealing, छोटी मोटी चोरियां करने के लिए अपने आप पर वो प्रेशर डालता था. So he had, okay, why did he do because he wanted to keep his soul and spirit, okay, together. Body and soul together, you can say that. To keep body and soul together, वह अपनी आजीविका चलाने के लिए, it is an explanation of a single word, survival. To keep body and soul together is equal to survival. ये सब किस लिए करता था वो? सर्वाइवल के लिए. क्या करता था वो? Both. Begging and peltry theory. Small stealing. And the meaning of his word is forced to do, okay? Forced to do. Even so, his clothes were in rags. Even so, तब भी his clothes were rags. Rags means torn clothes. फटे पुराने कपड़ों को बोलते हैं rags. Torn clothes. His cheeks were sunken. His cheeks were sunken means hollow. HOLLOW. Many more words. Sunken, HOLLOW. Hollow. Hollow means empty. Shrink, you can say that. पिचके हुए, दबे हुए. Because of hunger, in old age, some persons look with sunken face, okay? So very different that. Because of the effect of age. His cheeks were sunken. उसके गाल जो थे वो sunken थे. And hunger gleamed in his eyes. और भूख उसकी आंखों में चमकती थी. Gleamed mean you can say that shone, shine. No one can imagine. कोई कल्पना नहीं कर सकता था. How sad, कितना उदास. And monotonous. It is very important to know to all that. It cannot be pronounced monotonous. Monotonous is very, very wrong pronunciation. It can become the insult of your language, so that you have to pronounce first monotonous. MONO. Don't say mono. Monotonous. Monotonous means dull, boring, joyless. All right. तो कोई कल्पना नहीं कर सकता था कि कितना उदास और कितना निरस उसका जीवन था. Life can appear to such a vagabond. VAGAB. And vagabond mean wanderer person. Gypsy means migrator person. घुमंतरू लोगों को बोलते हैं vagabond. उसका जीवन ऐसे घुमंतरू लोगों जैसा था, दुख और निरस्ताओं से भरा हुआ था. ऐसा कोई नहीं सोच सकता था. Who plods, meaning of plod, trudge, TRUDG. Trudge means plod. Plod is a way of walking that is within trouble. Okay, कठिनाई से चलना is called plod. Who plods along the road, जो रास्ते के साथ साथ चलता था, पगडंडी पर कठिनाई से चलता था. Left to his own meditations. What is meditation? Lost in deep thinking, you can say that. Lost in deep thinking is called meditation. But one day this man had fallen. किंतु एक दिन यह व्यक्ति had fallen into line of thought. एक विचारों की श्रृंखला में खो गया. In pondering a situation. Ponder means गहरे विचारों में चले जाना. All right. Which really seemed to him entertaining. जो उसको वास्तव में बहुत ही entertaining लगा था. Okay. Entertaining, you can say that. Pastime. He had naturally been thinking of his rattraps. आमतौर पर वो अपनी चुहेदानी के बारे में सोचा करता था. Naturally वो अपनी rattraps के बारे में सोचता था. When suddenly he was struck. जब अचानक he was struck. The meaning of struck is suddenly came to mind, you can say that. Immediately came to mind. Instant came to mind, you can say. He was struck by the idea. अचानक उसके दिमाग में एक विचार आता है. That the whole world about him. कि सारा संसार उसके लिए क्या है. The whole world with its lands. पूरा संसार उस संसार की जमीन, एंड सीज सागर समुद्र, इट्स सिटीज और सारे शहर, एंड विलेजेस सब गांव, वॉज नथिंग बट अ बिग रेड ट्रैप, कुछ नहीं है सिवाय एक बड़े चूहेदानी के. सिटीज, विलेजेस, world, lands, seas, oceans, everything is nothing, only on a big rat trap. एक बड़ी चूहेदानी है सब. देखिए भाई, जो चूहेदानी होती है वो offer food to catch animal, okay, so that the world is also offered us different type of temptations, okay, and we step ahead, you can say that, and capture in that the trap of the world. Okay, you can say in bad activities, if you want to be rich instant, then we have to steal. Okay, and stealing process, the result of stealing process is, you can say that, behind, you know, that in cell, inside cell and prison, you can say. All right, the whole world is a big rat trap. Okay, what is the whole world? A big rat trap only. I had never existed. Existed, you can say that, remained, lived. Okay, the meaning of existed is what? Lived and remained. It had never existed for any other purpose than to set baits. ये संसार किसी और पर्पस के लिए एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, सिर्फ और सिर्फ ऑफर फूड, सिर्फ चारा ऑफर करने के लिए. The meaning of set baits, the meaning of set baits is offer food to catch animal. जैसे हम रेड ट्रैप के अंदर चीज, ए पीस ऑफ पॉर्क, ए पीस ऑफ ब्रेड, कुछ भी रखते हैं ना, हम किस लिए रखते हैं? हम ताकि रैट्स जो है उसको देखकर अट्रैक्ट हो जाए उसकी तरफ, टेम्पटेशन में आ जाए, लालच में आ जाए. और जैसे वो लालच में आएगा रैट और एंटर होगा उस चूहेदानी के अंदर, वो बंद हो जाएगी. वैसे ही मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल, दे वांट टू बी रिच इंस्टेंट एंड दे डू रॉन्ग थिंग्स and negative activities followed by them, and you can say that their life changed into darkness and they lost their future. Okay, and they spend their whole life inside cells and prison, you can say that. So we have to pay efforts, and gradually we can become rich. Okay, not instant and immediately that you want to buy a flashy car, okay, and want to buy and purchase, you can say, helicopter, airplane. How can it possible that? Okay, our actions, the result of our richness. Okay, इंसान के विचार उसको अमीर बनाते हैं. किस कैटेगरी का वो सोचता है, किस रेंज में वो सोचता है, उसकी सोच के हिसाब से उसका व्यक्तित्व होता है, एंड उसकी सोच के हिसाब से उसका मनी प्रोसेस होता है. It offered riches, but the whole world is also a big rat trap. But whole world is not offer only piece of pork. Yes, the whole world offers to us that clothing, okay, and luxury life, and money, shelter, food, warm clothes. Okay, so these type of activities, this type of luxury spending life things that you definitely attract. Okay, you cannot control on yourself. The attraction towards these things is your loss. It offered riches, joys, shelter, food, heat, and clothing, exactly as the rat trap offered cheese and pork. जैसे exactly rat trap offer करती है ना cheese और pork. Pork means pig meat. What is the meaning of pork? Pig meat. And cheese, you know that, butter. Okay, paneer, cheese paneer also. तो जैसे एक्चुअल में जो रेड ट्रैप है ना, वो क्या ऑफर करती है? चीज और पिग पॉर्क. ओके, पिग मीट, यू कैन से दैट. वैसे ही वर्ल्ड की चूहेदानी क्या ऑफर करती है? अमीरी, खुशियां, कपड़े, खाने पीने की चीजें, गाड़ियां, बंगले, ऐशो आराम, लग्जरी लाइफ को ऑफर करते हैं. And as soon as anyone let himself be tempted, the meaning of tempted that you are lured. L-U-R-E-D. Lured means temptation, lalach, प्रलोभन. और सिगर ही जैसे हम अपने आप को उस लालच में जाने देते हैं, टच करने के लिए सामान को, द बेट उस चारे को, चारा मीन्स खुशियां, शेल्टर, फूड, इट क्लोज्ड इन ऑन हिम, और यह बंद हो जाता है पीछे से. जैसे चूहा एंट्री करता है ना लालच में, बंद हो जाता है, वैसे जब हम गलत काम के लिए एंट्री करते हैं पैसे के लालच में, तो हमारे पीछे वो बंद हो जाता है, यानी कि हम फंस के रह जाते हैं. एंड देन एवरीथिंग केम टू एन एंड. देन एवरीथिंग केम टू एन एंड, तब प्रत्येक चीज का अंत हो जाता है. द होल वर्ल्ड, सारा संसार, ऑफ कोर्स निसंदेह, नेवर बीन वेरी काइंड टू हिम, सारा संसार निसंदेह उस पेडलर पर कभी मेहरबान नहीं रहा, नेवर काइंड. सो इट गेव हिम अनवांटेड जॉय, इसीलिए उसको बड़ी अपार खुशी हो रही है. अनवांटेड जॉय, यू कैन से दैट एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी, अनवांटेड नॉट हैबिचुअल. जॉय टू थिंक इल ऑफ इट इन दिस वे, इसलिए उस संसार के बारे में बुरा सोचने में उसको अनवांटेड जॉय मिल रहा है, एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी खुशी मिल रही है, नॉट हैबिचुअल हैप्पीनेस. इट बिकेम ए चेरिस्ड, you can say that cherished, the word you many more different words, happy, joy, okay, and dear, प्रिय चीज को बोल देते हैं. cherished past time, उसका मन पसंदीदा past time बन गया है. ऐसा सोचना people के बारे में, it has become his dear past time. dear is awkward word, you can say dear past time, cherished past time, all right, but the meaning of cherished, dear, okay. During many dreary, dreary means you can say that dull, okay, monotonous, and boring, you can say that also. During many dreary ploddings, ploddings means walking with difficulty, उसकी जो यात्राएं थी ना, वो कठिनाई वाली यात्राएं जो वो चलता रहता है, तो वो सब की सब निरस बन गई थी. उन निरस यात्राओं के दौरान, ड्यूरिंग द dreary ploddings, to think of people, लोगों के बारे में सोचना. To think of people he knew, वह जानता था, who had let themselves be caught in the dangerous snares, जिन लोगों को वो जानता था ना, उनके बारे में खास तौर पर सोचता था. जिनको, जो उसको आश्रय देते थे ना, उन्हीं को तो लूटता था. जिनको वो जानता था उन्हीं के बारे में बुरा सोचता था. यस, क्यों? क्योंकि जिनको वो जानता था वो लोग उसको कभी वेलकम नहीं करते थे, क्योंकि सब लोगों को पता चल गया था, he is different kind of person. If you provide shelter or food, then he robs you, okay, so that they avoid him. To think of people, लोगों के बारे में सोचना, he knew, जिनको वह जानता था, who had let themselves be caught in the dangerous snare. snare means trap, जाल, जो उस खतरनाक जाल में अपने आप को फंसा चुके थे. उसके विचारों में वो लोग खतरनाक जाल में फंस चुके थे. dangerous, you can say that treacherous, okay, dangerous. And of others who were still circling around the bait, और दूसरे लोग जो उस चारे के आसपास घूम रहे थे. There are two types of people, two categories of people in the world. Someone, you can say that, has already caught in snare, and some of the persons are circling, okay, and went around of the snare, you can say that, and wandering around the snare, you can say that. कुछ लोग तो फंस चुके हैं, कुछ सर्कलिंग कर रहे हैं अराउंड द स्नेयर, ट्रैप, जाल के. ऐसा ही तो है, कुछ लोग तो गलत काम में फंस चुके हैं, कुछ गलत काम करने की तैयारी में हैं. देयर आर टू कैटेगरीज ऑफ पीपल. वन डार्क इवनिंग, एक अंधेरी, एक, यू कैन से दैट वन डार्क, एक अंधेरी शाम. एज ही वॉज ट्रजिंग अलॉन्ग द रोड, जैसे ही वो रास्ते के बगल में, यू कैन से दैट अलोंग द रोड, साइड बाय साइड द रोड, रास्ते के साथ साथ चल रहा था, पगडंडी पर चल रहा था वो, जिसको पेमेंट बोल देते हैं, फुटपाथ बोल देते हैं. ही कॉट साइट ऑफ अ लिटिल ग्रे कॉटेज, ही कॉट यानी कि ही कॉट ए साइट, साइट मतलब दृष्टि, उसकी दृष्टि पड़ी कहाँ? अ लिटिल ग्रे कॉटेज, एक छोटी सी ग्रे कलर की कॉटेज पर उसकी दृष्टि पड़ती है. बाय द रोड साइड, जो रोड के एक तरफ थी, बगल में थी, ओके, इन फ्रंट ऑफ द रोड, यू कैन से दैट. एंड ही नॉक्ड ऑन द डोर, उसने दरवाजे पर नॉक किया, खटखटाया। टू आस्क शेल्टर फॉर द नाइट, रात्रि के लिए उसने आश्रय मांगने के लिए दरवाजा खटखटाया। नॉर वॉज ही रिफ्यूज्ड, यू कैन से दैट, नॉर वॉज ही रिफ्यूज्ड, उसको मना नहीं किया गया, मना नहीं किया गया उसको। इंस्टेड ऑफ द सॉर फेसिस, सॉर फेसिस मान मीनिंग ऑफ सॉर फेस, डल फेसिस, यानी कि इंस्टेड ऑफ सॉर फेसिस, डल चेहरों की जगह पर, विच ऑर्डिनरली मेट हिम, विच यूजुअली मेट हिम, यू कैन से दैट, जो आमतौर पर लोग उसको देखते थे एक सॉर फेस के साथ, जब वो दरवाजा खटखटाता था तो लोगों का चेहरा कैसा होता था, डल होता था, यानी कि दे वर नॉट फीलिंग दैट टाइम हैप्पीनेस, यू कैन से, व्हेन ही नॉक्ड द डोर they were feeling bad, okay, or they did not welcome of that person. The owner who was an old man without wife or child, लेकिन ये जो व्यक्ति था ना जिसका दरवाजा इसने खटखटाया, ये ऑनर एक मालिक तो है ही घर का, who was an old man, एक बूढ़ा व्यक्ति था ये, विदाउट वाइफ और चाइल्ड, जिसकी कोई पत्नी नहीं थी ना कोई बच्चे थे, was happy to get someone, बड़ा खुश हो गया, टू गेट पाकर समवन, किसी को, टू टॉक, बातें करने के लिए, टू इन हिज लॉनलीनेस, अपने अकेलेपन में किसी को बातें करने के लिए पाकर बड़ा खुश हो गया बूढ़ा व्यक्ति। इमीडिएटली, तुरंत, इंस्टेंट, ही पुट द पॉरिज, पॉरिज मीन्स ओट मिल, OAT, ओट मिल इज कॉल्ड पॉरिज, इन हिंदी दलिया जिसको बोलते हैं, पॉट ऑन द फायर, तुरंत उसने बर्तन रखा उसके ऊपर, आग के ऊपर, एंड गेव हिम सपर, सपर यानी कि जो शाम का भोजन था, देखिए सपर इज कॉल्ड दैट इवनिंग मील एंड डिनर इज कॉल्ड दैट नाइट मील, ओके, अर्ली नाइट, अर्ली नाइट meal is called that supper, okay, and exactly the point of night, you can say that the mid of night, and the mid of night, before mid of night, you can say that dinner, 9 o'clock 10 o'clock आपका डिनर होता है, लेकिन उससे पहले 7 o'clock 6 7 o'clock सपर, SUPPR सपर, अर्ली नाइट, इवनिंग, ओके, रात की शुरुआत होती है ना, क्लियर। देन ही कार्व्ड, CARVED, कार्व्ड ऑफ का मतलब कट, COT, वेरी सिंपल वर्ड। देन ही कार्व्ड ऑफ सच ए बिग स्लाइस फ्रॉम हिज तंबाकू रोल, तब उसने अपने तंबाकू के रोल में से एक छोटा सा टुकड़ा, इतना टुकड़ा काटा जो कि सफिशिएंट हो फॉर दिस टू पर्सन्स के लिए, that it was enough for that it was enough both for the stranger's pipe and his own, जो कि उस अजनबी की पाइप के लिए और उसके लिए, वो जो टोबैको रोल में से एक टुकड़ा उसने स्लाइस काटा था, इतना साइज का काटा उसको कि दोनों की पाइप सुलग जाए आसानी से। फाइनली ही गॉट आउट एन ओल्ड पैक ऑफ कार्ड्स, अंत में उसने एक पुराने ताश के पत्तों का पैक निकाला। पैक, देखिए पैक इज ए, यू कैन से दैट a shape, a structure, a box in which we put our cards. Okay, a box in which we put our card, that is called pack. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना बंडल ऑफ वुड, लकड़ियों का गट्ठा, वैसे पैक ऑफ कार्ड्स, ताश की गिड्डी को बोलते हैं, ताश के बंद बॉक्स को बोलते हैं पैक। And played Mazolis. Mazolis is a game which is played by cards. Mazolis is a game, the name of a game which is played by cards, with his guest until bedtime. Until is used for, until is a word which is used for time, condition of time. Until bedtime, they played Mazolis until bedtime. जब तक सोने का समय नहीं हो गया ना, खेलते गए, कंटिन्यू खेलते गए, आखिर तक खेलते ही रहे। Okay, so we have completed the passage. and it will be started your new passage, and tomorrow I will start new passage of this story. So I think that's sufficient for today. All right, because your facial expressions are showing here that sir enough is enough. All right, so thanks for watching this video properly. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. God bless you everyone, and may you always follow the right path. It's my bless, and God bless you that. And once again, thank you very much, and take it from please.
Okay.